Praise be to Jesus. Hi, everyone. All right, so let's continue here. So we're up to March 15th, 2015. Pope Francis, when asked, quote, "What happens to that soul? Will it be punished?" unquote, replied, quote, "There is no punishment but the annihilation of that soul. All the others will participate in the beatitude of living in the presence of the Father. The souls that are annihilated will not take part in that banquet. With the death of the body, their journey is finished," unquote. And that's really one of his famous statements there. All right, March 22nd. Pope Francis credited with performing, quote, "miracle," unquote, as St. Gennaro's blood liquefies in Naples. Well, I don't know what he has to do with that. I mean, does he do that? Well, maybe he does do that. Maybe the Pope does that. I think that happens twice a year. Or, I mean, they try to do it twice a year. Sometimes it doesn't happen. April 4th. Pope Francis washes the feet of men, women, and a transgender man named Isabel for Holy Thursday at the Roman prison Rebibbia. Associated Press video. April the 7th, Pope Francis collaborates on commercial pop song with Italian-Argentine musician Odino Facida, titled, quote, "So We Can All Be One," unquote. Lyrics include, quote, "The future is in your mind, in your hands, and in your heart, so that all may be one. Gone are the walls, only the value of the meeting, which it is the bridge to peace," unquote. That's from CBS News. April, I like reading these. April 20, although fewer and fewer people are actually, maybe they're getting just tired of listening to what he had to say in the past. All right. Well, April 28, 2015. Pope Francis says, quote, "How I wish that Christians could kneel in veneration when a poor person enters the church," unquote. So we're to kneel down just because they're a poor person? Yeah, I don't get that one. Where does he come up with this stuff? April 29, Pope Francis jokes, quote, "Being Argentinian, they thought I would call myself Jesus too," unquote. Like the Roman numeral two. I would call myself Jesus too. New York Times. May the 7th. Pope Francis says decline of marriage, quote, "is a form of male chauvinism," unquote. Yeah. May the 7th. Pope Francis makes history by welcoming a woman archbishop, Archbishop Antje Jacqueline, head of the Church of Sweden, to an official audience at the Apostolic Palace for the first time. That's Huffington Post. May 13th. Vatican officially recognizes Palestinian state in a new treaty. Oh, they recognize the Palestinian state, huh? May 29th. Well, this one's pretty long. Pope Francis said, quote, "There is also a question whose explanation one does not learn in a catechism." Oh, here we go. "It is a question I frequently ask myself, and many of you, many people ask. Why do children suffer? And there are no answers. This too is a mystery. I just look to God and ask, but why? And looking at the cross, why is your son there? Why?" I mean, he doesn't know why. It is the mystery of the cross. I often think Our Lady when they handed down to her the dead body of her son, covered with wounds, spat on, bloodied, and soiled. And what did Our Lady do? Did she carry him away? No, she embraced him. She caressed him. Our Lady, too, did not understand. Well, first of all, she's not strong enough to carry a man away. I mean, I wouldn't think, but I mean, that's probably beside the point. Our Lady, too, did not understand, because she, in that moment, remembered what the angel had said to her. He will be king. He will be great. He will be a prophet. And inside, surely, with that wounded body lying in her arms, that body that suffered so before dying, inside, surely she wanted to say to the angels, "Liar, I was deceived." That's in quotes. "Liar, I was deceived." She surely wanted to say to the angel, "Liar, I was deceived." She too had no answers. This is in Vatican.va, which is an official site of the Vatican. Unbelievable that he would even think that she would say that. May 24th. Wow, we're really into some long ones here. Pope Francis publishes the, quote, Environmental Encyclopedia, Laudato Si, some quotes. When our hearts are authentically open to universal communion, this sense of fraternity excludes nothing and no one. It follows that our indifference or cruelty towards fellow creatures of this world sooner or later affects the treatment we met out to other human beings. Another quote. The creature of this world no longer appears to us under merely natural guise because the risen one is mysteriously holding them to himself and directing them towards fullness as their end. Another quote. The very flowers of the field and the birds which his human eyes contemplated and admired are now imbued with his radiant presence. Another quote. If we approach nature and the environment without this openness to awe and wonder, if we no longer speak the language of fraternity and beauty in our relationship with the world, our attitude will be that of masters, consumers, ruthless exploiters, unable to set limits on their immediate needs. By contrast, if we feel intimately united with all that exists, then sobriety and care will well up spontaneously. Another quote. Because of us, thousands of species will no longer give glory to God by their very existence, nor convey their message to us. Another quote. All creatures are moving forward with us and through us towards a common point of arrival, which is God, in that transcendent fullness where the risen Christ embraces and illuminates all things. Human beings endowed with intelligence and love and drawn by the fullness of Christ are called to lead all creatures back to their Creator. Unquote. That's from Vatican.va. Let me check the time. All right, I think I'm going to stop here. We're getting close to 10 minutes already. Okay, so we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.